Hello, good evening. Kathy Beatty here with Divorce Support Anonymous on the road, coming to you from the great state of Tennessee, where I was here Thanksgiving with my son, his wife, and children. And it's Friday night, it's 9 o'clock, and no matter where I am, I would like to come to you and chat with you for just a moment and hopefully be of encouragement to you as you go through this difficult journey of divorce. It is a trauma, what you're dealing with, what you're going through. It is difficult, difficult stuff. And nothing that should be gone through alone. It is something that you need guidance, you need hope, you need support. And that's my mission here with Divorce Support Anonymous, to be that guidance, that hope, that voice of reason, to hopefully give you a glimmer of hope. And tonight I want to talk about a topic that's pretty important about hope and getting us there. A couple of announcements, of course. I always want to take a moment and just let you know that if you were to want to ask a question or comment, you are certainly welcome to do that. A couple of ways. You can text me. You can certainly comment here, being aware that part of this broadcast goes into a public site. So just so you know, I don't want any surprises to you. So, but please feel free to ask questions, comments. I would enjoy the conversation. So that's always kind of been my goal here, is to get that two-way conversation. Because the questions that you have and the comments that you have, you will be amazed how many people share the very same comments and the very same questions. So that's why I'm here. One more announcement. The month of December is coming up before we know it, and I am going to be hosting 5 to 10 minutes every day through the month of December at 12 o'clock noon. And it's called Having a Breakthrough Christmas, because many of us are suffering through the Christmas season for a number of reasons, whether that's the divorce or COVID, combination of many different things. So 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I'm going to jump into your life. And if you're there and want to listen, that would be awesome. We're going to deal with a lot of different topics that we have in the month of December, as many of us, most of us, are celebrating Christmas, and that tradition that once was now has a totally different slant. So I want to be that voice of guidance for you through the month of December. So stay tuned for that. So let's talk about the topic tonight, and that is comfort. Comfort's not a word that we talk about too much because we try to be strong and independent, and we don't talk about, hey, I need some comfort. And yet, going through the trauma of divorce, that's exactly what we need. And now with the holidays and Thanksgiving just concluding, and I'm sure it was different for you this year. It was for all of us because of COVID, but particularly if you were going through divorce, it was different. So now the other holidays are coming up, and they too are going to be different. So we need comfort. We need comfort through this trauma, through this time. These are difficult, difficult times. We need comfort. What exactly is comfort? It's knowing that we're not alone. It's having a peace, having a knowledge that there is hope in the future. There are things in the future that are going to be good for us. And to know that simply we're not alone. And important for us to realize that we're not alone as we go through this. Right now, there's a lot of depression going on because of the COVID factor and because of certainly your circumstances of what you're going through. So first, I want to give you 3 points tonight. One of it is realizing we are searching for comfort as we go through our day. We are looking for something good and positive to know that we're not alone, to soothe us, to give us hope. And that's the first step of admitting I need comfort. And the reason that's important is because once we identify that, then we can find productive ways in which to meet that need. So first we must realize that we are in need of comfort, and that is not a weakness at all. That is something of being human, going through trauma. When we are thrown, we're trying to catch our balance. We're trying to find something stable to hold on to, something to let us know it's going to be okay. And I want to share with you that it is going to be okay. It will take your intentional work on it. You can't sit back and be a reflex and expect the world to come to you. You have to be proactive. And the first step is realizing that I need comfort. I need someone to comfort me. That doesn't necessarily mean to hug me, to hold me. It may very well to have a positive and healthy hug from someone. That may be. But what we are searching for, whether we are going about doing foolish things, using bad coping skills, drinking, doing drugs, or allowing ourselves to stay in depression, we're searching for comfort, and we think if we stay put, somehow there's going to be comfort there. It's a warped thinking. But truth is, we are to realize we are searching for comfort in maybe the strange things that we're doing. We're searching for comfort. So secondly, where do we reach out for comfort? It's important to know that we need to reach out for comfort. We need to find those safe people who are going to be those voices of comfort to contribute into our lives, to give us comfort, to say it's going to be okay. I want you to know that it's going to be okay. We need those good people that are going to come into our life of comfort. So where do we reach out for? We reach out for safe people, safe spaces, safe friends, a pastor, a therapist. We reach out for comfort. Now, we may not have to vocalize, I need comfort, but in our reaching out, what we are doing is we are acting in searching of comfort. So where do we reach out to? We're going to reach out, I hope, to the goodness of God, because He is comfort. He is hope. He is comfort. The Lord is good, a refuge in times of trouble. He cares for those who trust in Him. So that gives us an idea of who God is. He is good. He's a place to go in times of trouble. One other that I love is, I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and He heard my cry. He lifted me out of the slimy pit, out of the mud and the mire. He set my feet on a rock and gave me a firm place to stand. So as we reach out, know that it is a good place to reach out to God for comfort. He hears our cry. So He is good and He hears our cry. And then nextly, He's the Father of compassion, the God of all comfort, who comforts us in all of our troubles. I don't know what your spirituality is like. I don't know where you would seek for comfort. I know for me and many people, excuse me, these verses bring us comfort because they not only tell us some of who God is, they tell us that He's approachable, that He's compassionate, and the God of all comfort. So I hope that that's encouraging to you to know that God is a God of comfort, And so when we are searching for comfort, we realize we're searching for it, and then we find safe and good places in which to find that comfort. But there are also ways in which we can comfort ourselves. So God is always accessible. Good people aren't always accessible. Positive support groups aren't always accessible, even though mine is starting in January 20th. And so it's coming up. Those are accessible if you have Zoom. But sometimes we have to do our own stuff. We have to do our own work, our work on our own healing. And so there are ways in which we can comfort ourselves. We don't have to analyze it to death. We really don't. We can just be self-compassionate to ourselves. We don't have to understand everything that's going on with us right now, but we can say, you know what? I'm going to give myself compassion. I'm going to give myself a break. And in doing so, what I'm doing actually is I'm giving myself better health. I'm lessening the chances of depression and anxiety. If I can be compassionate to myself, if I can comfort myself. So it doesn't take, necessarily willpower and discipline to get through this. It takes self-compassion. It takes an understanding that I'm going through some hard stuff and I want to go easy on myself. I don't want to expect perfection. I don't want to beat myself up. I want to comfort myself through this. And many of us don't, because we think that we don't deserve it. We don't deserve comfort. No, we deserve to do better. We deserve to put on our big girl panties and be stronger. No. Maybe this is a time to be compassionate to who you are. To take a step back and say, I'm going through some difficult stuff. And not be harsh on ourselves. Don't be the harsh critic. Don't make the higher standard for yourself. If you are in need of comfort, comfort yourself. Some of us have that inability. But we can if we have self-compassion on ourselves. And we can visualize, what would me being comforted look like? We can begin to visualize, what would that look like? And then we can have real conversation with ourselves. I know that seems a bit odd. It's not. I talk to myself a lot going through the divorce. Now is a time to speak good words to yourself, of self-care. It's a skill that we have to learn. Many of us don't have it automatically, but it's possible to learn that, to be compassionate to ourselves. Speak out loud, gently, kind words, loving words. And then do something for yourself, such as going for a walk, getting some fresh air, taking deep breaths, wrapping your arms around your own soul and holding on. There are ways in which we can comfort ourselves in those difficult times. Sometimes it's as simple as taking deep breaths and saying, you're going to be okay. You're going to make it through this difficult time. Today is not forever. Today is today. It's difficult. I need comfort. I may need healthy, strong arms around me. But sometimes we don't always have those. You don't have other family members or siblings or a parent or a friend who can be that comfort to us. And so there are only two that are always accessible, and that would be God, and that would also be ways in which we can comfort ourselves. So comfort yourself. Realize during these trying times, you need comfort too. You need to know it's going to be okay. Seek good people. Seek good voices speaking into your life. Learn to comfort yourself. Learn in humility to reach out, discover who God is in this need for comfort. He is the God of all comfort. All comfort. I hope this has been of encouragement to you. I know that those honest realizations that we have for ourselves help us to grow and actually to heal through this period of time. December's coming. I hope to connect with you soon. January 12th is an in-person support group. January 20th will be the virtual support group, where we will spend 10 weeks together and get you through the journey of going through divorce. Take care, take comfort, and we will see you next week on Facebook Live with Divorce Support Anonymous. And I'm seeing some comments here. Oh, Cynthia, I am so sorry. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I hear the difficulty of the situation of leaving an abusive husband, of children that don't always act how you wish that they would act. Hey, Karen, it's good to see you. Yeah, getting rid of the negativity in your life, absolutely. Absolutely. That is a way in which we can be healthy and we can comfort ourselves, is getting rid of those negative voices. So thank you for speaking up. I wish I would have looked sooner. I was too busy talking and didn't look to all of your comments. But I love it. I love it when you make comments. So I'm glad that you were with us tonight, and take comfort to know that this period is going to come to an end. Things are going to change, and when you intentionally are working on your own healing, they will change for the better. Take care, and we will see you next week. Facebook Live, Divorce Support Anonymous.